after refusing to congratulate Donald Trump for winning the USA 2024 elections, President Vladimir Putin finally congratulated Donald Trump, but this time he have to send him this message.
Yesterday was a big event. The whole world watched with bated breath as the United States elected a new president. This is the 6th president during your presidential post. He is also the 4th, but that happens. Do you have any more or less pleasant memories of any of them? Who was more interesting to work with?
You know, you can also feel whatever you want about Trump, because everyone initially, in his first iteration as president, they said that he is mainly a businessman and he understands little about politics and can make mistakes. Firstly, I can tell you, his behavior at the time of the attempt on his life, it made an impression on me. He turned out to be a courageous man, and it's not just about his raised hand and the call to fight for their common ideals, it's not just about that. Although, of course, this is all about the drive as person shows himself in extraordinary conditions. Here, a person shows himself, and he showed himself, in my opinion, in a very correct way, courageously like a man. As for politics, in his first term, I will say perhaps here, and I speak absolutely sincerely, I got the impression that he was hounded from all sides. They did not let him move. He was afraid to take a step to the left, to the right, to say an extra word. I don't know what will happen now, I have no idea. For him, after all, this is the last term. Well, what he will do is his question. Such an institution as the institution of the President in the United States, it is in one way or another bound by certain obligations. It is in one way or another connected with those people who contributed to his coming to power. Jacques Chirac once said to me, "What kind of democracy are we talking about in the United States? What kind of democracy? There, without $1 billion, if you don't have $1 billion in your pocket, you shouldn't even think about participating in elections. You can't think about it. Well, that's the way it is. But those who give these billions, they also participate in the formation of the future team. And if they delegate someone, they have the opportunity to influence the people they delegated to this team. And here it is very important to what extent the elected leader manages to establish contact not only with these groups of influence, with the so-called shadow deep state, but also with the population, with the people, with the voters. If he fulfills the promises made to the voters, his authority grows, and he, relying on this authority, becomes an independent political figure, including in relations with the groups of influence that helped him come to power. This is a very complex process. I don't know what will happen in the United States. I don't know, but I very much expect that our relations with the United States will be restored someday. We are open to it. But what has been said publicly so far, basically, I do not want to comment now on what was said during the election campaign, and, as I think was said consciously, in the fight for voters' votes. But it is not important. What was said in the desire to restore relations with Russia, to contribute to the end of the Ukrainian crisis. In my opinion, it seems to me that this deserves attention, at the very least. And I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate him on his election as President of the United States of America. I have already said that we will work with any head of state that the American people trust. This will indeed be the case in practice.
What do we note from this message? Because it is very important for you to be aware of what is happening right now in the politics, especially between the Republic of Russia and the United States of America. Listening to President Vladimir Putin, first of all, you can tell that this man, he don't care about what's being said out there, regardless of who is the president of the United States of America. Because according to Vladimir Putin, he understands that these are Americans and they do things in the same way. Hence, he had to give the example of a former president of France, Jacques Chirac, who had to come and tell him on how to become a president in the United States of America, and how these American leaders, they are all controlled by billionaires. So in order for you to become a president of America, you must have some billions of dollars in your pockets. In other words, you must have some people, businessmen and women who have a lot of money, that the one who have to come and assign you and give this kind of politics or a way of doing things. And now it is more obvious when we always tell you every time here at Cool Bars that whatsoever we're seeing the USA that are doing around the world, they usually have a motivation behind it. You see, if the Democrats, they are in power, they'll do whatsoever they feel like doing. If the Republicans are in power, they'll also do whatsoever pleases them. Do you know why? Because of what Vladimir Putin just developed. That these people, they are captured by the hand of the billionaires who want to always continue to have billions of money. It is these same billionaires who are trying to get their money back and make some profit. So with that being said, you will tell that whoever who's in charge in the United States of America as the president, they have to do everything as they can do in their power in order for them to sanctify these businessmen and women who have invested a lot of money. So let's close that paragraph right there. But let us back to this message which President Vladimir Putin have to send to Donald Trump. Because we all know that during his campaign, Donald Trump had announced a couple of times saying that he's going to end the war. And him saying that he's going to end the war, he was referring to the war, the one that's happening in Ukraine, between Ukraine and Russia. And we tell you that this war, it has nothing even to do with Ukraine, because if it was this war have to involve only Ukraine and Russia, then by this time I think Ukraine will have been already put in the past. But just because it has something which has to do between the USA and Russia, well, President Donald Trump, he had to come and put that, because he ended up realizing that actually this war, it is costing a lot of money for Americans, and these billions of money could have been injected somewhere else in order for them to make the life of American better. But he ended up realizing that actually this war is not benefiting Americans. So what he needs to do now, it is for him to go ahead and find another new way of trying to do things around by stopping this war. That's his word of what he had said so far in his campaign. And we're still waiting to see him realizing all this word, even though he said that he's going to respect each and every promise he had made so far. But on the other side, people they were even saying that, okay, maybe Vladimir Putin is going to be happy. For an example, the Democrats, they've been criticizing Donald Trump about this, saying that no, is in favor for Vladimir Putin, is being controlled by Vladimir Putin, is good friends to this man here, this man is a dictator, blah, 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 blah. But listen to Vladimir Putin, of course, regardless of what could be his relationship between him and Donald Trump, but he's still trying to act like someone who lives in a sovereign country which is independent, which does not have which does not want to have anything to do with the Western, especially the USA, because he knows very well that whatsoever Trump has said so far during his campaign, it could be also a trap of that. If Vladimir Putin with Russia, they have to follow for that, while they'll lose their sovereignty and they'll be captured by the Westerns, where they'll start now conducting them and telling them what to do. And that is something that Vladimir Putin himself did not want to give it as a pleasure. That's why he sounded harsh in his word by reminding Donald Trump that, okay, whatever you said, it is what you said. It does not concern me, and I don't have nothing to do with it. So we shall wait and see whether all your words that you are saying, they are true or not. Whether you are faking them or not, we shall wait and see about that. So that it is a very strong message which Putin have to send to Donald Trump, and saying that no, if you are here for peace, we are cool. But if you are not here for peace, well, just know that you'll find us on your way, because we are not going to let you pass with your dictatorship that you like to impose on countries around the world. And remember, in the beginning of this video, I said to you that Vladimir Putin, after he refused to congratulate Donald Trump, oh yes, Vladimir Putin, the moment when Donald Trump was announced as the winner of these elections, he kept quiet, even though the journalists have to extend him the microphone, asking him a question on what he have to say. He did not want to comment anything. And the reason being that we end up discovering it late on, after his foreign minister, who have to come and explain that no, how can we congratulate a so-called elected president of a country which is fighting us through Ukraine. So far, whether it is Democrats, whether it is Republicans, whether it is Joe Biden, whether it is Donald Trump, who's leading the presidency of United States of America, these people are being considered out there to the Russians as their enemies who want to destroy Russia. So it is now, it all actually depends with Donald Trump, who will have now to see on how to fix this relationship with Russia, whether it's going to come and follow the footprint of Joe Biden by making things becoming even more worse, or whether it's coming in to stop whatsoever has been happening over there and make the peace reign. When we look on the side of Donald Trump, you can tell that the man is willing to fix or to end this war.
When one is strong and powerful military, and ideally we don't have to use it. You know, we had no wars, 4 years we had no wars, except we defeated ISIS. We defeated ISIS in record time, but we had no wars. They said, he will start a war. I'm not going to start a war. I'm going to stop wars.
And trust me, the people who can end this war more easily, it is only the USA, because we know that the mafia mind behind whatsoever has been happening, whether it is in the Middle East or whether it is in the Ukraine. So if they speak something right now, of course that would be good. So if Trump sticks to his word, that would be very good, because on the other side, Ukrainians, they feel like they are being used a lot. Zelensky, you know very well that having Trump as a president of the United States of America, they won't be able to be getting the money anymore. And if they can't be able to get the money, they are done. So it is either Russia will come and take them by force, or either they will just have to surround themselves to the Russia. And that is another thing. And remember, right now, Zelensky is being declared as a war criminal in Russia. If they arrest him today, well, the Russia will have to judge him according to their law, because they consider him as a criminal. As much USA with it, Alice, they are busy influencing the UN and the IJC, I mean, to go ahead and arrest Vladimir Putin. Well, Vladimir Putin with Russia also, they have launched the arrest warrant against Zelensky. So you see the kind of complications which everything looks to be right now. Now, we shall wait and see on how Trump is going to fix all this problem. Is he going to come up with something, good ideas that can make both parties to benefit, so that this whole conflict can stop once for all? Or is he coming to make things even more worse? But Vladimir Putin on his side, they asked me a question about his relationship with Americans. Because remember, Americans are being seen that way, but their relationship does really, do they want like to fix whatsoever has been happening so far? Well, the answer of Vladimir Putin was that we are hoping that some days we'll fix our relationship with the United States of America. But if they don't want, that's okay. It is okay. I mean, life continue, and if they continue doing whatever they've been doing so far, according to Vladimir Putin, that they've been trying all their best to isolate the Republic of Russia from all the world political platforms, so that they can remain there, so that Russia should not be having influence around the world. Well, it is okay, but Russia, so far according to Vladimir Putin, he believes that they are doing much more better. They are having new friends. They get to organize different forums, meetings, and they get to talk about different matters, and they are doing that so fine. Actually, according to him again, he said that they're doing much more better than even when they used to be in all those platforms. So you see already that on the side of Russia, they are looking forward to fix their relationship with the Western. But another question which was put to Vladimir Putin was to know if he would love to talk with Donald Trump. And his answer was very clear.
You know, I don't think it would be shameful for me to call him. I just don't do it. Because the leaders of Western countries at some point called me almost every week and then suddenly stopped. Well, they don't want to, so what? As you can see, We are alive and well and doing well. We are developing, moving forward. If any of them wants to resume contacts, I have always said, and I want to say it again, we have nothing against it, please. We will resume contacts and hold discussions. Well, there are many who want to hold discussions. There is a whole room here. But if not, we will hold discussions with you.
So you are ready to hold a discussion with Trump?
Ready.
Guys, like it or not, I totally agree with Vladimir Putin on this one, because you can't be forcing yourself to someone who does not want to talk to you. So him pulling off or him backing off from not calling these Western leaders anymore, of course, because he wants to keep also his dignity. You know, remember, calling them every time, these people will always come and tell you what to do around. They'll come and a lot of things trying to tell you on how to convince you so that you can maybe try to stop whatsoever is happening in Ukraine, so that you can end up surrounding to their proposals. And that is something that Vladimir Putin did not want at all. So he have also to isolate himself from these people, but is open at the same time to whoever will feel like talking to him. He said that he would love to talk to Trump. So if Trump feel like talking to him, it's cool. But if he does not, Vladimir Putin is still doing good. He does not care. So let us wait and see what will happen in the near future. Let us wait and see what they'll do about all the whole things. But the message here, it was very clear. Okay, if to Donald Trump want to work with Russia or want to fix things with Russia and anything like that, well, he knows already what to do. But if he have to come in the way of trying to threaten them and telling them things around, that's where the problem will begin, because Russia, they don't want anything which has to do with the American leadership on them. They rather prefer to be alone and not talk to anyone instead of them going to bow before Americans. And I think the message there is very clear. So we shall wait and see. Donald Trump has already been elected as the new president of the United States of America. We all heard what he had to say back then. We remember each and every word of what he has said.
Promises made, promises kept. We're going to keep our promises. Nothing will stop me from keeping my word to you, the people.
We're looking forward to see now whether he's going to realize all this or not. If he realizes all these things, of course, it will be a good privilege for him, and people, at least the world, they'll know that, yeah, he's a man who have done things, you have said things, and he end up realizing it. So Vladimir Putin on his side, he have a very positive language toward the man Donald Trump. So all the best to all both sides as they are coming forward to make sure that the world can be a better place that everyone can live. Guys, thank you so much for your time. This was very important that we come up to talk to you, because it is a breaking news right now. Vladimir Putin finally congratulates Donald Trump, and he had to send him a strong message. So stay tuned for now. Don't forget to give us your thumbs up, like this video in your number. Drop us also your comment in the comment section. Tell us what you think about this message that Vladimir Putin have to send to Donald Trump. But that being said, we'll be back again with more analysis and more videos as we receiving different topics that we can come to sit down and have conversation with you. So guys, okay, that will be all for now. Continue to be yourself, be good, be kind, have respect in order for you to be respected. May God bless you all. I'll see you again very soon in our next video. Ciao, ciao.